Hey guys, so finally the Android 12 is out for the S20 FE 5G with the One UI 4 update, and it is about 2.3 GB. Definitely check it out in the settings. Now it's a long list of changelog, but I'll talk about what really personally excited me and some positive changes. So let's dive right into the video. So first of what I noticed is this transparency on the lock screen notifications. I really don't think it was like this before. It is kind of the parallax effect from iOS, but if you look at the quick settings menu, I didn't really notice anything new apart from this brightness slider, as you can see. And yes, it is kind of a bit buggy that you probably come to expect in the early stages of this software update. But more importantly, I'm really impressed with the animations. I mean, you may not really notice this on the video, but the subtle improvements in the animation, you can probably notice this, but they look a lot more refined and polished. I kind of love the animations to begin with. While on the same page, the performance also feels quite swift and smooth, I would say. I mean, after a software update, normally Samsung phones tend to kind of get slow, but not this time around. I mean, it feels quite smooth without any lag. I'll show you the benchmarks in a bit, but in terms of the day-to-day performance, the UI feels pretty good, and also they have made some improvements to the performance, like this RAM Plus feature, which essentially is swap memory, which uses your internal storage for RAM if required, and that's kind of a good thing because it can improve the multitasking performance. Funny thing, I remember doing this 10 years ago on my old ZT Blade with 256 MB RAM, where I could root and swap the memory so that I get better performance. But nowadays these manufacturers themselves are doing this out of the box, which is a good thing. Anyway, moving on to the benchmarks, there isn't a huge difference, as you can see, between the Android 12 versus the Android 11, so you can expect just about the same performance, if not better. But moving to some of the more useful privacy features that really goes ahead of the iOS is the restriction to your microphone and camera hardware. At any point, if you really need the most private movement, then you can just disable these two so that no app can actually access these two features. So I really like these granular controls, and it really inspires more confidence. And in case you didn't know, yes, it will also show you a small green dot on the top right corner whenever there is a microphone or camera being used. And moving to some more customization, whenever you apply a wallpaper, you have something called the color palette, using which you can basically change the sort of color accents. So this kind of takes the personalization to the next level for those who are into the theming and a lot of personalization. Another little cool thing is you can reduce the brightness beyond what system offers by default. I mean, if you go into the accessibility settings, you can enable this option, and you can further dim the display if you're into that. This could be particularly useful at night when there is a lot of darkness. Now moving to the camera, a couple of things that I noticed is the camera settings page becomes completely transparent and kind of looks pretty cool. Also, when you are taking the single take, it has a function of extending it by additional 5 seconds, so you can basically take more memories within that single take, which is already useful. Frankly, I haven't spent enough time on the camera, so moving on. Also, now you can set the AR emojis as the contacts picture, as you can see here. Now while calling, I really didn't see them animate, but they kind of look cool. If you are into that, you can also try this as well. So like I said, there's a long list of changelog, but I really wanted to touch upon those things that I personally kind of liked. And if you found this video helpful, please like this video, also subscribe guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.